Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel. I am a homeschooling mom to two boys, a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old. So we've got a pre-K-er and a first grader. And in today's video, I am going to be doing an update on how our summer homeschooling is going because I haven't done an update in a while and I thought now would be a great time. First day of July. Let's get into it. So back a few videos ago, I did what I was planning on doing for summer homeschooling. So those were my plans. Let's see how summer is actually going. So let's start with me, how I'm doing for this summer. I have actually been focusing on getting a little more healthy. So I have been trying to go running. And if anyone knows me in real life, they know that I actually do not like running. But we have a nature trail in our little neighborhood. And I told my husband one day, I'm like, I'm gonna go running. And he looked at me like I was a crazy person. But I have been doing it about once every 2, every 3, maybe even every 4 days. I have been getting up and going running, and I don't know what it is. Maybe getting away out of the house by myself, which is very, very rare. It's just nice to be alone. And if any other homeschooling mom understands that, I got you. Like, I understand you. To be alone is like such an odd thing. And also to be an introvert and to be alone is just, oh, like angels are singing. Like, it's fantastic. And while I have been running, I have been really enjoying podcasts. So Scamanda is an amazing podcast. I've listened to that whole thing. If anyone has also watched or listened to that podcast, leave in the comments, like we can chat about it. And if you don't know what Scamanda is, I will link it. It's fantastic. I mean, I do not understand how that happens, but yeah, it's an amazing podcast and amazing while going running. Highly, highly recommend. And other life updates for me, I have just been enjoying summer, having a little more freedom to get a few more projects done around the house. I've been doing a little more deep cleaning, trying to organize. I just organized my son's room, my little pre-K's room, and the playroom. So it's so nice to have that organization. I organized the kitchen pantry. I did a deep clean on all the bathrooms. It's just so nice to have that little extra time in the day to get some heavier projects done that I might not have when I am homeschooling my boys. Now, to update how my boys are doing for summer, let's start with my pre-K'er. My pre-K'er, he is a 4-year-old now, and we haven't been doing anything formal for summer for him. But I wanted to start with him because I normally save him for last, and I wanted to start with him first, before his older brother. But I've been doing a lot of reading with him. I try to sit down and read with him one-on-one, 1 or 2 books per day, just one-on-one. That's not the group reads and family reads that we have throughout the day. But I just want him to cuddle with him because he is a cuddler and he enjoys sitting down and reading one-on-one with me before his older brother wakes up. The other thing that my pre-K'er and I are doing is I am trying to play with him at least once a day. Play a game that he wants, get totally involved in what he is doing, because I found that I was not playing with my kids enough. And it was like, I was sitting in, I think, church one day, and it was like, this like pounded me straight in the face of like, try to make time to play with your kids, like have that time. And I'm like, I need to at least play with my kids at least once a day. Something they want to do, not something that I am trying to play with them, because what my pre-K'er enjoys isn't always necessarily what I enjoy doing, but I'm trying to enter into that little man and fill his heart with all the mama play that I can. So yeah, those are the 2 things that I'm really trying to focus on during this summer season, and just enrich his little mind and his little heart. Now on to my first grader. I was saying how we would continue on with math, which we have been doing. We have completed 8 lessons in his math curriculum. So this is his math curriculum, Math Lessons for a Living Education, Level 2. We've completed 8 lessons. Some days he is enthusiastic about it, and some days we've had some behaviors crop in. So we are going to be continuing with this math curriculum, not every day, but just here and there, maybe 2 times a week, 3 times a week, just depending on where life is leading us. But yeah, some behaviors have been creeping in during his math. And I commented, I think, on it in another video. He has very large emotions, and that is just how he is wired. That is his temperament. And having a gifted child with a very emotional temperament, I've heard that is very typical, and that is something we're just every day working on, ebbing and flowing. So that is his math. We had 7 lessons left in his language arts curriculum, and I am very happy to say we have completed this curriculum to its completion. We were a little, I don't want to say behind. We weren't able to complete it because we were doing another reading program, so I would alternate and let him pick if he wanted to do this or his other reading program, his phonics program. So we have completed this. We are very happy with that. My first grader, I am also trying to have him do at least 1 reader per day so that he can still retain those language arts skills, those phonics skills that he learned throughout his kindergarten year, so he can have a successful start to first grade. So the readers we're choosing from, and honestly it just depends, it's from the Beautiful Feet book collection. There's the box B, box C, and box D, and we are probably going to be continuing using these during his first grade year because these are fantastic readers. I'm not sure if they're still available on the Beautiful Feet website because this was the curriculum that I used was the discontinued version. It wasn't the newer version. So I'm not sure if these readers are even available, but if you can find them, they're fantastic. So keep an eye out for those if you are interested. One thing that my first grader really wanted to learn this summer is piano. So we've been working our way through this piano book, and it's the John Thompson's, and so we've worked our way through, and we're up to, the lessons aren't labeled, but we're up to page 12. And we've been doing about a page whenever he wants to and whenever he asks. But we've been learning about quarter notes and half notes and whole notes and proper hand placement, and he's learned notes C and D so far. But yeah, highly recommend this curriculum. It's been great. It's fun, super easy to teach from a non-musical perspective. It's very simple. Now for family, let's talk about things we've been doing as a family for homeschool, and then outside of homeschool, how we've been spending our summer days. So the first thing, I love read aloud, so we've been reading a few different books. We've been continuing our children's story Bible, and we've also been working our way through the complete Tales of Winnie the Pooh. Oh my gosh. I have literally cried while reading this. This is just bringing up so many emotions, and so we're about quarter way through. This is fantastic, and I was telling my husband about the very end story about how Christopher Robin, it's all about how Christopher Robin is now growing up, and he loves his 100-acre wood friends, but now he's going to be going away for a while and not coming back to play with them. And it's all about like growing up from childhood and moving on in your life, but still loving and treasuring your childhood. And I'm just like, I was telling my husband about it, and he was looking at me like I'm a crazy person. But yeah, this is why I love this book. It brings up so many wonderful emotions from that a child can understand, and me as an adult is just like fills my heart so much with great emotions and just wholesomeness. So highly recommend reading Winnie the Pooh to your kids. My first grader completely understands the humor. My pre-K-er, not so much, but he does find some of it funny once he hears my first grader laughing. The other read alouds we were doing, so when we finished school, we had finished our Egypt unit from Beautiful Feet Books, Around the World with Picture Books, Part 1. So we were on Egypt, and I just kind of, like, we ended the unit, but I still had all these books from the library. So we have been slowly working our way through the Egypt unit, but not doing any activities related to them, just doing read alouds. So let me show you some of these read alouds that we have done or are planning on doing in the coming weeks. So these are all the books that I have still from the library from our Egypt unit. And there's a lot of them. Egypt was one of the countries that it was a very, very heavily literature unit for the curriculum. Not all of the units had this many books, and actually there were more I had to return back to the library. Let's go through. And some of these actually weren't, like this book I don't think was recommended. It just came up when I was searching books, so keep that in mind too. So we have The Secrets of Tutankhamun, The Librarian Who Measured the Earth, The Egyptian Cinderella, Moses, The Long Road to Freedom, Tutankhamun I think this is by Demi, yeah. They have a lot of Demi's books recommended in the Beautiful Feet curriculum, just FYI. Wonders of the World, I don't think this was recommended, but it had, I think, the Egyptian pyramids in it, so pick that one up. And then The Seeker of Knowledge, The Man Who Deciphered Egyptian Hieroglyphics. So we are going to be reading some of these. We've already read some of these, and we will be continuing on with those read alouds for our summer. So those are all the books we've been reading for our summer homeschool. Now, what activities have we gotten up to? We've gotten up to so many. We took a vacation to the coast, which was a nice family vacation. We got to stay in a yurt. Highly recommend. We've been berry picking. We've been on so many hikes. We've had play dates and park dates. So we've just been filling our summer outdoors as much as possible. And when we're not out and about, and again, I try not to overschedule us. I try really only for about one scheduled activity per week, and because that's enough for me, because I am a homebody. I love being home. My boys love being home. And if things come up, we will, like if a play date comes up, we will make the effort to go. But honestly, we love staying home. We just love it. Now, our typical rhythm at home, when we're not, hiking and berry picking, our typical schedule is we do some school in the morning with the boys, do some read alouds, maybe do a math lesson, maybe the language arts, maybe have my first grader do a piano lesson or a reader with me. I might read to my pre-K-er some of his books and try to play with him. And then the boys go outside. The boys are just enjoying the garden. They love taking care of the garden, weeding it, picking all the veggies like the sugar snaps and the kale. That my children literally eat raw kale out in the garden because they think it's a treat. I mean, I'm like, okay, go for it. And they have their play structure they play on, and we have a little pool we set up and their water table. So they are just living their best life out in the backyard for hours and hours upon end. And I love it. And they go through so much chalk One of the biggest expenses in my house is chalk. Just kidding, but we go through a lot of it. Now, in my previous video of my plans for summer, I had planned on doing the Blossom and Root Summer Equinox unit. However, I don't think I'm gonna do that this year. I ordered the books from the library, but I did never pick them up. So I think that we will save Summer Equinox for next year, for next summer. Because I think I have enough read alouds already, and I'm already doing enough activities with the boys that I don't think I want to add more. But other than that curriculum that we're not doing, we are actually doing everything that I said from that previous video. So I am happy to report we are on the course for a very successful summer that I had planned. Well guys, I think that is everything for this summer update video. We are starting school in mid-August, so we have all of July and then a little bit of August, and then we will, I think it's gonna be a great school year moving forward. So I'm really looking forward to it. I still have to get things organized, like their art. I need to get their art organized. That's just like this looming, like you need to get this done. It's like there's so many piles of their artwork all around, and it's gonna be a bit of an organizational process. But that again, I said it in another video, that's for another day. That's for another day. But let me know what you guys are doing this summer. Let me know how your summer's going. Let me know how you guys are doing. And I hope wherever you are having a fantastic day. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.